I know I've been really needy today, but do you mind if I have a plate?
Hello and welcome to our next installment of Bringing the Heat, the show where Town of Flower Mound employees put their stomachs and taste buds on the line to bring you the information you need. I'm your host, Justin Hobbs. Today I'm here with Town Manager James Childers and Chief Strategic Officer JP Walton. Well, guys, you excited about what we're about to do today?
I'm wondering why it took so long for me to be on here.
I think
It's like 3 years I had to wait to come bringing the heat.
I think your schedule is the main reason, because many times it's come up, hey, we really want him to be here, and you just, oh, he's so busy, he's running a town.
Yet?
Yeah.
I blame Melissa. Where is she?
I don't know.
Okay.
All right, well, we're here today. We're gonna, for those who haven't seen the show before, we're gonna be tasting a bunch of different wings with different hot sauces. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about some town topics, and we'll get right to it. So our first sauce, which is gonna be the wing closest to you, is gonna be the classic hot sauce, Heat with Heart. And you can see we're at the end of the bottle on all these. So we've put a lot of this hot sauce into people. This is gonna be our last time with this round. So go ahead and take that first one. Let's take that wing and let's see how it does.
We gotta eat all of it, right?
Hold on,
Probably shouldn't.
I'm eating a wing. So no, you don't have to eat the whole wing, but I'll say half of the wing is pretty much required. Half the wing's key. So flavor good. Pretty normal hot wing type flavor.
There's no heat.
There's no heat.
Pretty generic.
But wait, there's more. Well, very good. So first question. The town of Flower Mound operates under a council manager form of government. Can you explain what that means and what's your role in the system as the town manager?
So that's a lot of questions. When people ask who runs the city, they naturally assume it's the mayor. And the best way to describe the council manager form of government is I'm the CEO of the organization. And it's best to think of the town council as the board of directors. So a lot of people understand the private sector set up for this, but historically this was done in response to a lot of graft and impropriety that took place in local government back in the beginning of the 20th century. So general idea is that you get a professionally trained manager to come in and run the day-to-day operations of the town. So all the employees report to me practically, and I report and I serve at the will of the town council. So I guess if you don't like anything in the town, it's my fault, I guess. I don't know.
Yep. All right. Okay. Well, our next wing is going to be the Dawson's hot sauce, cedar smoked garlic. Historically, it's not Dawson's Creek. It's just Dawson's hot sauce. Established in 2013. Dawson's Creek, I believe, had been well off of the air by 2013.
Wow.
Although I don't actually know.
Just go through the entire WB lineup that they on hot sauce.
Was it on the WB?
I think so, before it became CW.
Before it became CW.
Yeah.
See that?
Somebody who's never actually watched.
We're completely off
Dawson's
topic
Creek.
already.
That's okay. We'll get back on that topic. So let's try that one.
Right.
So this is again the Dawson's hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
So there's been some recent organizational restructuring in the town. Can you talk a little bit about that? What brought that on, and what does each new portfolio of the town manage? I know it's a long question.
Yeah, so when I came on board in January of last year, one of the things I recognized that when I came on board, that nothing was broke. I was not brought in to fix the town of Flower Mound or it allowed me to kind of come in and really just assess and hang back, understand the flow of the organization, and be very strategic, which is a word that's going to come up an awful lot today, of how we want to approach. And ultimately what I did, just slowly, I made some tweaks to the structure of the Public Works Department. But the two biggest moves that I've made here recently is I took our planning department and our building inspections department and consolidated into development services. But then we created a strategic services work group and portfolio. You have strategic services, you have IT, you have HR, and you have the communications department as part of that portfolio. And those are all the strategic departments that work with all of our different work groups to provide services, information, just keeps us going. And so I just wanted to get the organization set up in portfolios. It's a little too early for me to be doing that. That's not a good sign. Different portfolios to where you got strategic services, you have public safety, you have finance administration, public services, which is public works, parks and recreation, and library, and then development services. So I just kind of got everything situated in a bin, so to speak.
Our next sauce is gonna be the Clark and Hopkins Calabria.
Who?
This seems, Clark and Hopkins is the name of the company, Calabria, the name of the hot sauce. This one seems to be a sort of Italian-themed hot sauce, which I didn't know was a thing. But we'll see how we feel about it. So let's try.
JP, get your little nibble in.
It's gonna taste like a spaghetti-o.
So this Clark and Hopkins Calabria, it's 15,700 Scoville heat units.
It's pretty good. I was expecting something more Italian-y.
Okay, I led you astray.
You sold us on something, and it was, I could just taste the hot, but it was about on par with number 2 for me.
Dawson's Creek hot sauce was really good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad you feel that way.
Gilmore Girls is gonna be next.
Oh, that's number 5 or
We're
something.
gonna start David WB shows.
You guys are just gonna do WB and CW shows for the rest of the episode? That's fine. I think the people at home, they really want to hear about shows that are 15, 20 years old. Now available to stream online. So for our next question here, as mentioned, one of the biggest changes in the recent restructuring is the addition of the Strategic Services Division, which is led by the new Chief Strategic Officer, JP Walton. JP, talk a little bit about how you envision your role and what's in store for the future of strategic services.
Sure. So we have several missions that we're trying to accomplish every day. Number 1 is going to be trying to achieve our strategic plan. So our town council, along with staff, we've gone on retreats. We figured out, hey, your strategic plan is supposed to be looking into the future. Where are we going? What direction are we headed? And what do we need to do not only today, but over the next few years to put those pieces into place to make sure that we're going exactly where we want to go. I think part of what really makes this restructuring work is that we have several different departments, several different things that the town of Flower Mound does on a daily basis. And what this department is supposed to do is work across all of those. And then lastly, it's about changing processes, ensuring that we're staying ahead of the curve here. And that's what we're focused on each and every day.
Very good.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, that was a good answer. It was very, very comprehensive, so appreciate that.
And strategic.
It was strategic, you might.
It was very strategic.
You might just say it was strategic. We'll just say strategic.
What is on this bottle? Is it like a
Strategic.
Phoenix?
So yeah, so this next sauce is the Angry Goat Pepper Company.
Oh.
This is the Phoenix. There's some creative liberties taken with the coloration of the plumage,
Yeah.
as you might see.
It's
And again, this one is from Angry Goat. It's 39,000 Scoville heat units. And although the name is the Phoenix, it is a cantaloupe melon and Scotch bonnet hot sauce.
There's a lot going on. A
Mighty
goat
God.
company made a hot sauce with a phoenix on it, and there's pineapple and mango in here.
Cantaloupe
Cantaloupe.
and Scotch bonnet.
Scotch
Interesting.
bonnet.
So with that being said,
I'm allergic to cantaloupe. Let's go.
I hope you're not, but if so, this might be a very interesting video.
Yes, sir.
I'm only eating one bite. We all went for our napkins on this one.
Well, I managed to clip a little bit of my lip there. Thoughts on it?
It's interesting. It's not bad.
It is interesting.
It's interesting. 4 in, huh?
Yep.
Rock solid.
There you go. Well, let's continue talking strategically. You both just recently led a town council retreat, like you mentioned, to establish the town's strategic goals. So what are the strategic goals of the town? Why are they important? And what was that process like?
So he facilitated, and so I'll let our chief strategic officer speak on that one.
Well, we started last October, and we actually did another retreat this summer. And what we were trying to do is really reimagine, revision our vision, just to make sure, it's like, are we headed in the right direction? And we haven't done it in a long time. Now, for the strategic plan, what we did when we reimagined it, we sat down and we thought, what is our ultimate goal here at the town of Flower Mound? And what came out was to ensure a superior quality of life for our community. So that's the ultimate goal of what we're trying to accomplish here with the town. So then we started talking about, okay, where do we start? That's where we're going, but where do we start? So we talked about a foundational goal of community engagement. And so how are you supposed to know what the folks in this community need if you're not talking to them, if you're not engaging with them? And so that's definitely a foundational goal here at the town of Flower Mound is community engagement. Next, we went to what I like to call our core goals. And so these are goals that you're gonna find in several different cities and municipalities across the nation. It's gonna be public safety, infrastructure, and then something we call financial stability and operational soundness. And then next we'll go on to what I like to call the focus, or what is unique about Flower Mound. So again, we talked about public safety, infrastructure, making sure that you're making the right decisions with taxpayer money. You should find that in every city. But here in Flower Mound, what do we focus on? So number 1 was environment and country feel, economic development, and then number 3, parks and recreation.
And just real briefly, one thing I will add is that the town council's been awesome throughout this process, and that's not always the case. I've been in other communities where the council didn't have any interest in these big strategic, lofty components, but the one thing I'm generally appreciative of is that this council's been plugged in, providing great feedback, and that makes our jobs even easier, pushing those things along. So we're really excited where this is going, and hopefully it'll reverberate and people will see it and sense it in everything that we do.
Okay, our next hot sauce is gonna be the Hot Ones Los Calientes hot sauce. Not a whole lot there to go on. And again, we're getting really towards the end of the bottle. This is all on these wings.
Okay.
So Los Calientes is from Hot Ones. It's 49,000 Scoville heat units. Gonna be our last wing of this round. So go ahead, grab it up. So a lot of emoting is happening on faces.
Pretty good.
What thoughts?
It was really good.
I'm not gonna talk too much noise, but I'm feeling pretty good halfway through.
Well, good. Very good. Well, on that note, halfway through our halfway point question, another initiative you two have worked on is the Flomo convos, first launched in 2022. Then you completed a topic-specific Flomo convo this year. What were the Flomo convos for the people who didn't make it? What's the goal? And are there plans for more in the future?
So when I came on board and I had a 90-day plan, it was build relationships and get to know the council, the staff, and then also the public. And my initial thought was, hey, let's just go do town halls, generic town halls where I'm in a room full of people, I'm in front of them talking, and I'm just getting feedback from them. But I wanted to do something a little bit different, something a little creative, and this is how it works. I just say, I want to do something, and then I go to JP and I go to Melissa Dimon, our communications director, and say, I don't want to do a traditional town hall, but I want to do something. And that's where Flomo Convos was born. So the format and the way we do it is theirs. I do take credit for the name. I came up with Flomo Convos. But really what it is that it's not your traditional town hall. The first Flomo Convos we had last summer was more focused on just broad questions that get the conversation started. So instead of just getting, I'm mad because my neighbor's doing this behind me, that's very specific. We got the feel of, here's some broader issues that are going on in the community that we think we should take stock on. So we did that one. I thought it was a great success. It was kind of a proof of concept, and the concept worked. And so the next iteration that we've done is that we've gotten very specific to the development community here in town to get feedback from them on how that process is going and what they're experiencing. And we got some good feedback from that. And so it's a good vehicle for us to just engage in some specific conversations. So I think next in the queue is that we're going to do a youth-focused one here later on this year and engage our youth. And just as the need arises, we just want to use that as a vehicle. But so far, people really appreciate the format. It's interactive. We're getting a lot of good information. And again, I just didn't want to do the traditional town hall.
All right, well, so I see we're drinking some water. We've gotten halfway through. How are we feeling?
I'm good. I'm
Great.
Feeling
Let's
pretty
go
good?
straight for 10.
All right, well, we're not going to go straight for 10. We're going to
Okay.
do 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we'll do 10.
Yeah.
But right now, we're going to take a moment, get our plates reloaded. And for you at home, we'll be right back. Hello, and welcome back to Bringing the Heat. Gentlemen, our next sauce here is going to be an interesting one. This company is the Queen Majesty. So I speculate they might call this, if they were to pretend to be the Queen, the Cocoa Ghost hot sauce.
What was that again?
The Cocoa Ghost.
And that's a tiger on there.
And there's a tiger on it, some foliage, 4 different varieties of foliage. It's made in New York City, which I believe I've pointed out in every episode, unnecessarily, but I sure have.
Picante sauce. New York City.
Yeah, New York City.
Get a rope.
Yeah. Oh. So this one's got, a bunch of different things, but let's just say there's some cocoa in it. So we'll try it out.
I don't know.
Oh, this is kind of suspect.
But the Queen Majesty Cocoa Ghost has 71,000 Scoville heat units. So we're continuing to amp up. So let's give that one a try and we'll talk about it.
Does it taste? Well, I guess I'm about to taste it.
You gotta
It's gonna be
taste.
chocolatey.
I have complaints. Mine is so saucy.
I don't know if I can do this. All
All right.
right.
It's a ghost, so we shouldn't taste it, right?
Yeah, but yeah, it's got.
I have complaints for the saucy.
It's starting to get real a little bit, you know.
All right. So next question. Feeling okay?
Yeah.
All right. Want to go woo one more
I
time?
think we're good. Yeah, I won't hold us up anymore.
Okay, so it's budget season, which means 4 months, as in for months and months and months, town staff has been very busy putting together the 2023-2024 budget. Can you break down what that process looks like?
So, if you talk to our budget director, budget is year round. But principally, we start our work in January. That's when I first sit down with our budget director and our CFO to start talking about what the budget calendar is going to all entail. Our HR department starts working on market analysis and things of that nature. Going into February, they start putting the target budgets together and the framework in which the departments are going to work off of. March is when it really picks up. That's when we do budget kickoff. I get in front of all the department directors, kind of tell them, hey, this is what we can expect. Here's what I expect to see. Just some rules of thumb, so on and so forth. And then towards the end of March, something we started doing this year, we're going to keep going, is that's the first time we get in front of our town council and talk a little, talk a little bit about the coming budget year. And what we're really looking for is we don't have any specifics. We can't tell them what the tax rate's going to be or anything else like that. But we can start talking about priorities. And that's what we did this year. We're going to keep that going. Then it picks back up in May. That's when I first sit down with every department. And this is something I want to stress. A lot of people don't realize this. We literally go line by line through everybody's budget. Our CFO goes line by line and we ask tough questions. We say, hey, this is what you spent last year and the year before. You're asking for more this year. And there's a lot that we cut during that particular process. So we go through that process. And then once that's done, we put together what's the proposed budget. In July, we get our certified rolls back from the appraisal districts, and then we can lock in a tax rate. And that goes into the proposed budget that goes out to the public and the council at the end of July. And now in August, that's when we start having our public hearings, our budget workshop. And we kind of go through, and what I like to tell the council is that the proposed budget is my budget. It's what I think we should do based upon the direction that they provided us, as well as what I've heard from the directors. But the most important part is that once it gets to the council, they make it their budget. And that's ultimately what's adopted and what we operate on for the next year.
Our next sauce is from 13 Angry Scorpions.
right.
This is the Jekyll and Hyde.
What?
Yeah, that's the name they went with.
Which one do we get?
You get both.
Oh.
So, all right, this one's gonna be 109,000
Lordy.
Scoville heat units. The 13 angry scorpions, Jekyll and Hyde.
All right. Ooh, it's so saucy, it's slippery.
This is 7, right? Okay. I was warned about 8, so I'm just trying to get my mind right.
Yeah, we were pre-warned that 8 is
let's go.
where it goes down. Is that a 1 by wonder? You should just take it off.
I don't know.
Kind of barbecue-y.
See, a little barbecue flavor, a little sweetness. It's got some
the heat
heat on the
pump
front.
Okay.
You found it? So we just talked about the budget a little bit. So can you give us some of the biggest highlights residents should know about
gosh.
this year's budget?
Oh, Lord. Wow. All right, let me hang on.
I'll hit them with some. I hit 3 big ones. Or you want to go for this one?
You go for it.
Lowered the tax rate, increased the senior and disabled homestead exemption by 50,000, and then increased the homestead exemption itself by 2.5%. You have to say it though, because those are the 3 big ones.
Yeah, what he said. Whoa. There we go.
So those are kind of complicated things too. Can you explain a little bit what each of those means?
And so, if you own your home as your homestead, you get an exemption taken off the value of your home, and in this case, we raised the homestead exemption to 12.5%. And for the senior disabled, we had an additional 50,000, so it's 150,000 taken off the value of the home, assessed value. Wow, lips are burning. Also, other features of the budget, he's right. And those are the big things, and that's, again, one of the priorities of council. Back in March, they wanted to look for ways to lower the tax rate, which we were statutorily obligated to do because our revenue is capped at 3.5%. I won't get into all that. I'll be talking for 2 hours, and I don't think I can do that with the way my mouth feels right now. But in addition to this budget, we were able to lower the tax rate to 38.7 cents is what's in the proposed budget. Town council will make the ultimate decision on where our tax rate ultimately hits. So I think we put together a great budget. Excited about it. And September 18th, it'll get adopted, whatever tweaks that the town council deems necessary. Good Lord.
Our next sauce is going to be Da Bomb Evolution. I have to pronounce it that way because there's an apostrophe in the name. Da Bomb Evolution just has a picture of an atomic bomb of sorts, an old-fashioned atomic bomb.
Sounds safe.
Yeah, it's 135,000 Scoville heat units. This one says, keep out of reach of children.
I'm
Sage
done.
advice, you're not a child. You may be younger than I am, but you're not a child. So, Da Bomb Evolution, 135,600 Scoville heat units. Let's give it a shot.
Dive into the pool, right?
JP nibbles it. Mm-hmm. All right. Down the hatch.
Yeah, as we go through, I sort of remember how some of these taste, and this one tastes like you just sort of like got a chicken wing wet, and then like threw it on a table of cayenne pepper, but like granulated cayenne pepper, so it's still all granulated like that. Thoughts?
What's your
Hot fire.
Hot fire?
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
as we've mentioned, part of both your jobs is planning for the future success of the town. In your opinion, what do the next 5 to 10 years look like for?
You look hot.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah?
I need some
Tears
water.
in my eyes. Woo! All right.
Wow. Okay. Next 5 to 10 years. Exciting. There's a lot of dynamic things happening.
I'm sorry, but I see him crying over here. All of our eyes are very watery. Could I get some napkins or something?
See, look
Like a non...
zoom in.
Tainted
Zoom
napkin?
zoom into the town manager's eyes. There's no tears in these eyes. Now, still high. I'm not saying that. All right. So next 5, 10 years, exciting. There's just a lot of real cool, interesting things happening in Flower Mound. Namely, out west, we have the First Ranch project, whose zoning was approved last year, and we're now, working with the landowner on vehicles to get the massive amount of infrastructure that's going to be necessary to get that up and running. Ooh. And so, you have a lot of development out west that's coming online. But the other, I don't know if it's necessarily exciting, but another thing over the next 5 to 10 years that we're going to have to work on, again, is that strategic piece, which is recognizing where we are as far as facilities and be able to provide our core services, especially on the public safety side of things.
Right.
And we're going to be in a position here in the next 5 to 10 years where we're going to have to build fire stations. We'll possibly have to move a fire station. And the other big one is also our police headquarters is a retrofitted food line from back in the day. And it's starting to get older, but more importantly, there's not enough space to support our police department. So we're gonna have to work with the town council and come up with strategies of what do we want to do as far as housing our police department. And the other thing too is streets. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. The way that Flower Mound grew kind of exploded in the 1990s. And generally the life of a road, especially a concrete road, is around 30 years. And so we're reaching the end life of a lot of our infrastructure.
All right, well, now that you've gotten settled, maybe the heat subsided a little bit, I'm getting a fair amount of brow sweat. You had a slight shudder as though you had a chill. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, no, I'm chilly already. My innards are hot.
Oh, okay, good. Well,
no sweat on my dome.
No?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm kind of proud of myself.
well, if the Pucker Butt Pepper Company has anything to say about it,
Famous last word.
that may change soon. So from the Pucker Butt Pepper Company, pure, all natural heat. So this one is the extra mean green. This one's going to be 702,000 Scoville heat units.
Let's go.
I mean, I think technically the Scoville scale is unlimited.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure there's some infinitesimal number that it can't go past. But, so, this one, again, the extra mean green from the Pucker Butt Pepper Company, 702,000 Scoville heat units. Let's get to it.
Did you nibble yours, JP?
I'm actually getting really full right now. I feel like my body's hot, but it's kind of cold out here, so I'm kind of getting the chills.
Some of my kids do me.
It's fine right now.
So, if you had one thing you wish all residents knew about the town,
Oh,
what would it be? One thing each that you wish residents knew about the town.
One thing. It'd probably be because a lot of folks that we interact with are usually upset about something. And they have their criticisms, and we're certainly not perfect, but I just wish people would truly embrace and understand how incredibly hard our employees work. I've been fortunate to do this for 20 plus years, and everywhere I've been around hardworking folks, but in Flower Mound in particular, our folks just work extremely hard and go the extra mile, and they take their job very seriously. And again, just sometimes there might be just this one-off or some situation where people are reacting to, but we've got about 700 employees that just work extremely hard and take a lot of pride in what they do, and that makes my job a heck of a lot easier.
mine
JP?
is going to be that it's about this community, that Flower Mound truly is a great place. And I'm probably telling things that a lot of people already know, but I, for one, am proud to work here. I think it's been awesome over the years how Flower Mound has been able, in the middle of DFW, to hold on to some of those things that make it unique and make it special. Oh, what was that? I got one too. It's like a timed thing.
Well, it's kind of this weird thing is that I started talking, and it's like the heat's coming up out of the esophagus. It's like flames is from. It's starting to come out.
Woo, wee.
Wow.
Okay.
Dragonfire.
So, the ultimate sauce, the final. This is the hot ones, the last dab Apollo. And gentlemen, do you know why they call it the last dab?
No.
It's the last. Is this it? You never want to eat again?
All you have to do is have one dab. Is that it?
No, because as you can see, our wings are all sauced.
Oh.
The sauce has permeated the wing material and it's there. So in order to make sure that we truly experience this, we're gonna take this.
Well, yeah, I'll have fun with that.
Oh, you're gonna do it too, or I'll do it to your wing for you.
Wait, what?
But what you're gonna do,
You put it on one end.
and you gotta be really careful because at this point, there's not a lot of sauce left. You're gonna go boop. Oh, I did it
That
twice.
was not very careful.
Wait.
How about if I dab mine on top of yours?
Nope, it's not gonna do it.
Wait. All
You're gonna
right.
put the last dab
So it's already soaked in it.
soaked.
Why are we putting another dab on?
It's tradition.
Oh,
Oh, you
it
missed.
missed. It
You
missed.
missed with the second one.
I am
Truly very
scared.
impressive. Yeah. Now, before you do it, go ahead and just move that. No. Yeah, move all the other wings and move that strategically placed tissue box.
Yeah, we need.
Well, don't put it
Photographic
there.
evidence.
Give it. Yeah, there you go. Let's just get this all the way out.
All right.
And we need to do a JP cam to make sure he eats the end that he dabs.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm very strategic with this. Come on.
It must become.
Oh, there we go.
All right. So go ahead and pass that ball back to me, just for safety's sake. We're gonna
Yeah,
take
safety.
this one. The last dab Apollo from Hot Ones. This is 2 million
2 million.
Scoville heat units, as compared to 700 something thousand for the previous. So,
Oh, geez.
boy oh boy, this one's a lot. So let's get this one
We
in.
had the
I kind of
first.
breathed it in.
I
Yeah.
was scared I was gonna cuss.
Yeah, well, you still might because you haven't had it. So we're gonna take this.
Whoa,
You guys are gonna work through it.
All right, let's go. It's so ridiculous.
About to start singing church songs.
Feel free. So this one's directly pointed at James, but JP, I'm gonna want you to answer this too. I know you're a big WWE wrestling fan.
Yes.
You've even brought some of your passion for that sport into town hall. In your best wrestling voice, can you tell me what your WWE wrestling name and gimmick / signature move would be?
So, yeah, I grew up watching a lot of wrestling in college when wrestling was at its apex. I was watching every Monday. Oh, gosh.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ooh.
I'd be the Kool-Aid man, probably. Just kind of.
you know what? You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so that would be
That'd probably
that would
lie.
be your name. But what would your gimmick be?
Just busting through stuff. you
Just
know?
bust through.
Yeah, if I see a wall, I go through it.
So a lot of foam, strategically placed foam walls.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Maybe I'll come down from the rafters or something.
Okay, great.
so
JP,
probably-
good answer.
Whew.
You know, I guess for our what we do internally, I call myself Stone Cold James Childers. And I have the TOFM Town of Flower Mound 316 shirt.
Look dead to camera, and do it. Do your announcement of who you are. This camera right here, the one you can see the red light.
Everybody's pointing at different. Oh, that
I'm
right
pointing
there.
at this one pretty clearly. Yeah.
And that's the bottom line because Stone Cold James Childers said so. And I'm going to get you after that because I can barely talk.
That's okay. So good answer. And again, let's give you fair chance. So
I think I gotta change mine up. Or
feel
something.
free. Try something else.
I'll just go for the Kool-Aid man.
Oh yeah, the Kool-Aid Man busting through walls. And that's very direct. You've announced your gimmick of bust through walls.
That's what you do.
I mean,
Well, gentlemen, congratulations on getting through this experience with me, sharing your WWE knowledge eventually. It's the thread that binds us together, just like the crucible of these wings. You're now better and stronger, and together we can all own it.
No tears.
And no tears. For those of you at home, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Bringing the Heat.
Yeah, B-roll, no tears.
Swear, I'm in the outro.